Hi, I'm Teresa Hansen. I'm Vice President of Global Content for Clarion Energy, and I'm here at PowerGen International 2019 in New Orleans. And I'm speaking today with Brett Seube, who is the Manager of Capital Projects for Entergy Services. Welcome, Brett.
Thank you.
I know we talked a little bit before this interview that you have spent most of your career working in thermal type plants with that. So let's start out by just telling me what are some of the trends and challenges that you're seeing in power generation and Entergy service territory?
I guess some of the challenges is maybe misinformation being shared by some folks in the public that really aren't aware of all of the different power generation resources there are out there that are really needed in service territories that we provide.
Okay, so I know you had mentioned that you've worked with a lot of fossil fuels, so where do you see nuclear, fossil fuels such as gas and coal-fired, where do you see them going in the future?
Me personally, I don't think that we will construct any more coal and nuclear facilities. But a lot of the nuclear facilities and coal facilities that are operating right now are reliable. They still have useful life. So I do think that they will be in the portfolio going forward for the rest of their useful life.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I saw recently that I think it was Florida Power and Light and maybe Constellation Energy have both asked for 20-year license extensions past the 60-year, past the 20 years they already have, or the 60 years, which would make their some of their nuclear power plants 80 years old by the end of their useful life. Do you see that happening with Entergy, or is that something you haven't even thought about?
I really can't speak to that, but I wouldn't. I think we have some really good folks that work in our nuclear facilities. They're reliable plants. They serve. They have a great deal of generation capacity.
Right.
So I think they'll be in the generational mix for a long time to come.
Well, I know, right now, obviously there's a big push for greener, more sustainable energy all over the place.
That's right.
And I also know that with Entergy being in, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, and East Texas, you don't have some of the options that other folks have in different parts of the country and different parts of the world. But where do you see renewables going with Entergy? I know you guys are doing some things in renewables.
Yeah, absolutely. Me personally, I haven't been heavily involved in the renewable side, but it's talked about a lot. We just in New Orleans recently, we got regulatory approval for a 20 megawatt utility scale solar, and it just happens to be next door to a natural gas reciprocating engine plant that we're building for the city of New Orleans. So I think that we're going to continue to do that. I think Entergy has made a commitment to their different jurisdictional regulatory agencies and the citizens. That commitment for greener energy and renewables. I think they're becoming, more affordable on a utility sector. So it will definitely be in the portfolio moving forward. I personally would like to get more involved in that. And on the development side, we'll have the opportunity to do that.
Okay. Okay. Well, you mentioned your reciprocating plant that you're building right now. Do you want to talk just a little bit about that and kind of what your role is and what that plant's all about?
Yeah, my role. So this plant that we're building here is for Entergy New Orleans. It's an operating company within Entergy Corporation, and my group was asked to develop a peaking resource to meet the load demands. So I've been involved since the development, so site and technology assessment, through regulatory approval, and now into the engineering, procurement, and construction phase. So the project's moving along really well, and we're excited about how it will support renewables as we build more renewables into our portfolio. They're very flexible units, low heat rate, so they're really efficient. They have black start capability, which is critical in New Orleans, and emissions are much lower than the old steam electric stations that we've been operating in this New Orleans area. So there's a lot of benefits to it, low water usage. So there's a lot of benefits that we do want to communicate to the public, so where they have a better comfort level of the plant and what its capability is, and it is also clean burning plant, and it's a great supporter of renewables.
Right. Yeah, so even though it is a fossil fuel plant, it is a
right.
much more efficient, cleaner
Absolutely.
fossil fuel plant than those of
Absolutely.
olden days, I guess
That's
you would
right.
say.
And in a
Okay.
peak and roll, you're not running 24/7 at a base load like the old gas units
Right,
were.
right.
So, and as we add renewables into the portfolio, it'll really be a supporter and a backup
Right.
because it has quick start capability. So I think the benefits are great. It's going to add to a more reliable power generation in the city of New Orleans,
Okay,
which is great.
Yeah, that is great. Well, thank you for joining me. And also, I just want to say thank you to Entergy Corporation
Yeah.
for being our host utility for PowerGen 2019. We really
Yeah.
appreciate that, and we appreciate you being here today.
Pleasure to be here.
Thank you.